Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and have a first look at this Asus Zenfone Zoom smartphone. And this is sort of a different smartphone. The highlighting point is the camera, and as you can see we have a lanyard over here, so you can attach that to the camera. That's a unique thing, we don't see that often. And this is the charger itself, and we have a plug-in over here. You can attach this, and it's a fast charger supporting both 5 volts and 9 volts. Let me keep that thing to the side. We also have earphones, and these are in-ear earphones that we get bundled, so that's a nice thing in my opinion. And we also have some extra earbuds, and this is the camera itself. As you can see, this is a smartphone, in fact I'm calling it the camera. So packed in this, let's take this out of this protective cover. So from this angle it looks like a normal Zenfone. For example, the internals are very similar to the Asus Zenfone 2 4GB RAM model. And if we go here, we just have the USB to micro USB cable. So let me keep these things to the side and let's look at the handset itself. And regarding the pricing, this variant is the 128GB variant, and it sells in India for 38,000 via Flipkart. I find it silly that Asus has just launched the 128GB variant in India. They could have easily launched the 32GB variant also. Thereby, if they would have launched that, the pricing would have been under 30,000. But as of now, we have only the 128GB variant that is being sold in India, and this gives you that fake leather feel. And the highlighting point about this device is the camera, and it has 3x optical zoom. Hence, you see this camera module, it's really huge over here. We also had, cameras with the optical zoom earlier also. For example, Samsung made the Galaxy K Zoom, which had the 10x optical zoom. But in that, the camera module had a big hump. But this one, as you can see, does not have that big hump. So let me give you a physical overview. It sports a 5.5-inch screen. That's a 1080p screen. And on the top, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, a secondary noise cancellation microphone. Moving to this end, we have the volume rockers, which can also act as zoom for in the camera, the power button. We also have a dedicated button over here. This is for video, I guess, and a dedicated camera shutter button. Moving to the bottom, the indent to open the back cover, micro USB slot, main microphone for the lanyard if you use that, and on this end, nothing. So let's open up the back and have a look at this one. And it comes out, and as you can see, we have 2 slots. One is for your SIM card, and the other slot is for micro SD card. So this is the camera module that we have. Moving to the front facing camera, it is supposed to be a 5-megapixel shooter. So let me just put this back, and let me just power it on for the first time. By the time it boots and I set it up, let me give you a configuration overview. This Zenfone Zoom is powered by the Intel Atom processor, which is a quad-core processor, and it has 4GB of RAM. Moving to the screen, it has a 5.5-inch 1080p screen with Gorilla Glass 4 protection. It has 128GB of storage, a micro SD card slot. Moving to the GPU, it has the PowerVR G6430 GPU. And moving to the camera, the rear-facing camera is a 13-megapixel camera with 3x optical zoom, and it also has optical image stabilization with dual LED flash. Moving to the front facing camera, it's a 5-megapixel shooter, and the battery is a 3000 milliamp hour battery. And I've just set this up, so it runs a custom UI that is known as Asus Zen UI, and it's already downloading some stuff. As you can see, it found an update, but let's just look at the settings. And if we go to about the device, as you can see, it's running on the Android version 5.0. So a pretty old version of Android, not even 5.1. I'll update you guys after the update if it changes. And another thing that I've noticed is that these touch type capacitive buttons, again at the bottom, are not backlit. That's the issue with almost all Zenphones. That's the same with this one. Let's look at the storage because it has that massive storage. and out of the 128 gigabytes, the available space that we get is 111 gigabytes, and we can also add a micro SD card. So storage is one thing that won't be an issue on this device. Let's just go back again. As you can see, it's doing a bunch of updates, and looks like a lot of third-party apps are sort of pre-installed. Let's hit next. Okay. So yes, as you can see, a lot of third-party apps are sort of pre-installed. These are the Google apps, but you have some ASUS specific apps, and some free games, Xeno, Truecaller, NewsHand. So there is a little bit of bloatware that is sort of pre-installed. I will try to uninstall all those things. For example, as you can see, this is the Snapdeal, and we are able to uninstall that stuff. So that's a nice thing. So some bloatware you can uninstall. And again, the UI is very similar. If you use any Zen phone, that's the same with this one. And again, the performance will be very similar to the regular Zenfone 2, which had that 4 gigabytes of RAM. That means it will be really snappy, and the performance should be good. Again, let me update it. Let's look at the camera. This is the main highlighting thing about this device. So let's try to fire that up. And okay, so it says physical shutter button, half press to get focus, and when we can capture, and we have the low light mode, and we have the touch to focus also. No thanks. Let's try some photos. I'll use this physical button. Let me focus. Yes, let me just focus. Let's try the zoom now. As you can see, I'm zooming with the volume button. You can zoom. This is at the, let me zoom in fully. This is at 3x. I took this shot. Let me just zoom out now, completely like it would be on a normal device. That's 1x. So let's preview those images. This is at 1x, guys, as you can see, without any zoom. And this was at 3x. So as you can see, quite a bit of difference. It can zoom in quite a bit with this 3x zoom. So that's the thing with this device, as you can see. And it also has optical image stabilization. And if you go over here, these are the modes. So a lot of modes available. Again, I have to test the camera, because even on the Zenfone 2, the camera performance was just okayish. So it'll be interesting to see how well the camera performs on this one. So guys, that's it for now for this unboxing and overview for this ASUS Zenfone Zoom. If you have any specific questions around this device, do post them in the YouTube comments, and I'll try to include them in my review. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.